There we go. Yay! Wow, these weeks are flying by. Holy shit. Can you believe oh my God, like 2000, a whole month is already down in 2022. What a month. And I can't believe it. It's going by fast.
I know. Are you guys living it up? We are.
Oh my goodness. We're going to dive into some topics today, and I don't know, we have an announcement that we're getting ready to make, and I'm just getting so excited to make it, but we're just going to wait. Probably next week is when you're going to hear some really, really cool announcements for Divine Femme that you're probably going to want to check out. And so we'll keep it a secret a little bit.
Definitely, you're gonna definitely want to fucking check this shit out. It's epic. Yes.
Yeah, we're gonna keep it under wraps for just a little bit because we're working on some details behind the scene, but it's super, super fun, you guys. So keep an eye out for that. Say hello if you're tuning in with us, whatever platform you're on. We'd love to hear you if you're here live with us. We're just going to dive into this topic. It's going to be a short, sweet Friday sort of check-in with you guys before we head out for the weekend. But we see this so much, in various degrees with the people that we work with. But I can personally attest to this being part of my own experience, that when I was able to really take a chance on myself and really take leaps of faith let me just slow down for a second. One of the biggest things is this lack of trust of self. It's almost like when you can fully embrace this and take those leaps of faith on yourself and take chances and take risk. Can they be calculated risks? Yes, but do they always have to be the most logical risks and things like that? Not necessarily, because your intuition is guiding you, and your intuition is not rooted in logic, and it's not rooted in what seems rational. But the people that get the biggest results are the ones that are able to consistently take risks, take a leap of faith, and show up for themselves, and fully have trust in themselves, right? They know that because they have such an unwavering trust in themselves, that as they take the actions, it will eventually all play out exactly and work out for them. Why? Because they have such unwavering trust in themselves that they know they're not going to stop. They're showing up committed. They're taking the actions that they're guided to take. They're getting out of their comfort zone. They're willing to do stuff that is not familiar to them and that does not feel comfortable. And they're willing to ask the universe, what's the next thing that's going to expand? Like Vanessa and I are always asking this. What's the next thing that's going to just expand us beyond our wildest dream, blow our own mind, get out of what we feel is comfortable for ourselves? For our Divine Femme brand and for our clients as well. But when you start to ask those questions and then you follow those threads that you will receive, you will be challenged to take risk, and you will be challenged to get out of your comfort zone and leave the familiar behind, because you cannot be asking for expansion on one end and everything that you want to create and then staying in this familiar comfort zone, simultaneously. And so you are challenged on this journey, not once, not twice, but like continuously. If you're on this journey of expansion with us, which if you're watching this and resonating with all of our content, then you are getting really comfortable with being uncomfortable and taking those leaps of faith and being able to check in with what a full body yes is and say yes to those things, and being willing to say no to everything that's not, is huge. And then you're going to be challenged with a discerning a moment in time where you have a choice to make, and you're going to even potentially feel some of the fear bubble up, or the beliefs, the anxiety or the things in your body that are like, obviously there's a level of excitement there and there's a level of knowingness there, but there's simultaneously this like fear, and there's simultaneously this like an anxiety. It can feel like an anxiety because you're literally taking yourself out of that old familiar pattern, and you're going with faith into some unknown territory that has no guaranteed outcome, that has 100% certainty, doesn't exist. If you're waiting for that, you could be waiting forever, right? And so oftentimes it's about just taking the action before you're ready, and before you think you're ready, and before you have it all planned out. And this requires that you get really, really comfortable with taking those leaps of faith, acting in faith, taking action, and getting out of those old patterns, you guys, because this is what literally quantum leap you into your next level. And you will be faced with decisions, little moments in time where over the year, you can look back and you can say, so at the end of this year, the end of 2022, you're going to be able to look back at this year and you're going to be like, that's the moment things shifted. Not, there's plenty of things happening behind the scenes and you're guided to take these actions. You're like, that was a discerning moment in time where I looked at the fear and I took courageous action, did it anyways, and took a leap on myself. That is one of the moments. And there's another one, and there's another one. And you're going to see when you look back over time, like, oh, they almost seem, it's so interesting because they can fly so quickly through your experience where you could, it's not like you'll lose them or not have another opportunity for something to circle back to you, but it's a moment in time where you, if you have awareness, you can grab that opportunity in the moment and do something with it. But it means that you will have to face this inner sense of fear or anxiety or whatever's coming up in your system, your nervous system and your body and everything. And it's really, really easy to pass that off. It's really, it's easy and it's not easy. It's easy to pass it off because you can easily distract yourself with something else, some other shiny object to keep you from making that decision. It's not easy because the underlying desire never went away. You're still here to create and expand into epic shit. And that underlying desire isn't going anywhere. And so you can push it off and you can push it off and you can push it off and stay in the comfort zone and stay in the familiar and do those things. And it'll be really easy for you to do that because your mind's going to find a million different ways for you to sabotage or to stay in that comfort zone and to give you a million other things you can focus on other than that one thing that you know is really going to move the needle for you that you're failing to take action on. And it will come around to you again and around to you again until you're able to make that discerning decision in the moment. This is a choice, you guys. This is a choice where you get to choose yourself and you get to trust yourself and you get to have that trust fall with the universe and take action in that moment. And I swear to God, when you have enough of those moments, they all add up. And then you look back and you're like, wow, how the hell did I just create this? I can't even put my finger on exactly how it was created. It was just one epic decision, massive epic decision that I made on my, with my, and trusted myself over and over and over again. That momentum has been built and over time automatically then explodes into your experience in such a massive way. And you're like, you can't even put your finger on exactly one thing that happened that did it because it's a series of things of you can consistently committing to yourself and your mission and your calling and making that discerning decision in the moment. Self-responsibility is involved here. We talk about that all the time. Yeah, I could talk about this forever, but does this make sense, you guys? Like if it's resonating, feel free to drop some comments. I'd love to hear from Vanessa.
Yes, girl, you were on one. I was like, yes, roll with it. The thing that lit up for me, consistency. Like it really is, building up that resilience to be so comfortable with the uncomfortable, right? Getting so comfortable with being uncomfortable. And that, I believe, you can build that up. What I was thinking about this topic, even like Fortune loves bravery, right? The brave and the bold. And I was thinking about, okay, brave and bold. And to me, like what came up is like brave. A high quality life takes courage. Why? Because it forces you to believe in something you don't yet see. That takes courage, but you can do it. But that takes courage. So a high quality life, it takes courage. It forces you to believe in something that you don't yet see. That's courage. And then the brave or the bold part I was thinking is epic too. And this is what I love that we teach too. You guys, oh, this gets me lit. When you have an idea, just like drop in. You know how we like download is like such a trendy word now, but like, when you have a download, you have something drop in. That idea, literally, when you can know and you feel like it's not even you thinking it, it just like floats into you. That means you're in alignment. You're in the inspiration mode. And that is the time to take action. There, like right then, when you have that idea, take the action. And that's the boldness. Because, and Sarah and I have both been here, which is why like you shift this. I think we've all been in the place where you have the idea and you got to take it. And then what happens? Our doubt, our self-sabotage, our old patterning comes up and stops us. So those two things I was just kind of like contemplating, and I love so much that fortune, just the highest quality life fortune, it requires the bold and the brave, which is two beautiful things. And I love that, girl. And it's about the consistency where you said it, my girl. It's not this one little event. Like it's like this spring of stuff that you expand into. And I think like we were on a coaching call yesterday. It was beautiful because so many people, like so many of our clients, it blows their mind how like even, 6 months ago, they're doing things they never thought they could do. But then here they are as this new person who they always were because the idea was already in them, but like and time is an illusion. It's so bizarre, but like it is that quantum leaping of coming from the end, like we talk about, but like, just doing what you have to do to step into that courage. And like you talked about the nervous system too, so many times like that, what's happening in our body, like whether you want to relate it to business, raising your prices, whatever, you have the idea, like you feel nervous, you feel whatever. What if those nerves are like excitement, but like our brain's like, oh my God, you're nervous, don't do it. Be safe. But you're like, higher self is like, come on, let's fucking go,
Can you hear me right now? My AirPods are about to die. You can still hear me?
Yeah, did I just lose you? I was like, where'd she go?
No, you can hear me. Okay, I'm multitasking as well. You touched on it so much, and I just wanted the thing that was popping up is, what's stopping you from taking that when you say it's the bold, the people that are willing to take the risk, and the brave, being willing to take the courageous action. And what's coming up, I don't know if any of you have ever read that book, the 5-Second Rule by Mel Robbins.
Yeah.
What comes up, it's a really good book for you. It's a recommendation if you're interested in it, because you'll notice that the first thing that comes up is the hesitancy. And if you can break through the hesitancy when you get those downloads and those inspiring moments, and break through that hesitancy before your mind has the ability to talk you out of it, you're going to get in such a good habit to continuously take those courageous actions, those bold actions, take those risks, those calculated risks, whether that's investing in yourself, hiring your next mentor, going live with a certain message, whatever the case may be, those things, you just get in the habit of taking action before the mind can kick in and start to tell you all the stories, because that's really ultimately, you have like a very small window before the mind's going to start to attach to what it is that you're being called to take action on, right? And so, but
and
as you
go ahead. I was just going to say, like, it's just, don't even let that scare you. It's about consciousness, which we all know, but like getting in the habit of being conscious. And we're positive people, but like it's part of ego, it's part of this 3D world. The ego wants to protect us and keep us safe, right? So like, don't be scared, but be conscious. Like, oh, my old patterning was to kind of go to the fear, go to the doubt. Be conscious of that, because you have the power to pivot that, to switch that, which is hella fun. Like this topic is so fun, girl, because we all know we're worthy of the highest life, but like we are the ones that hold ourselves back. So let's stop that and pivot that. It's really that simple.
It's really that simple, but it's also recognizing that fear is never going to go away. And I know this sounds so cliche, but the fear is never going to go away. So you got to really actually get really comfortable with it and recognize that that's just part of your expansion right there. Those pivotal moments that are going to catapult you out of that fear and into a new unknown territory is your sweet spot, you guys. This is your sweet spot where now you're showing up really full on for the universe and yourself, ready to co-create and play. Like the moment you get out of the conditioned mind and the conditioned patterns, and you recognize that this little sweet spot, this is the moment in time. You don't have to think about 5 moves ahead, what the next thing looks like or anything like that. You only have to stay present in the moment. We talk about this all the time. In the moment, recognize what's coming to you and recognize where you're buying into the fear instead of taking that courageous action. We call this in Sacred Leader Academy sacred action, because it's an intuitively guided action that invokes some kind of fear, and it'll get you way out of your comfort zone. But by taking that courageous action, you literally energetically up-level yourself in the process of doing that. So recognize that that's what's at play here for you. Like, you're going to be receiving it. You're going to want to take action on it, or you're going to feel the excitement simultaneously coupled with this, fear or anxiety, whatever it is that's up for you, start to do it. It gets so much easier, and it's not that it's not going to be there, because once you hit that level, then there's going to be a whole nother level that you get to expand into. So you're constantly going to be riding your edge. You're going to be living on your edge. This is expansion. This is where you are on the leading edge, not only of a paradigm shift, but also within your own life and journey. And the more you get comfortable with being on the edge and riding your edge and playing your edge, guess what? The whole entire thing never feels comfortable. To feel comfortable or familiar, like someone on the call was the other day, guess what? That's a clear-cut sign that you're not in alignment with what you're expanding into and what you're calling in. And there are some things to shift there, because we're all about helping you expand into your next level, so you can create the impact that you're here to make and have the freedom-based lifestyle that you're here to enjoy and have fun with. But you got to get used to playing your edge, and you got to get used to the fact that none of it's going to feel comfortable for you. And at a certain point, that gets really exhilarating. The fear is really can easily shift into excitement for you guys when you get used to riding that edge. And you're just like, all right, I guess this is what we're doing. And you dive in and you take another leap of faith on yourself. As you build that trust within yourself over time. You got to take the first step, and then there'll be another step and another step, but you build this trust in yourself over time. And then that excitement, it builds into a state of exhilaration more than fear.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. I mean, think about it. Think about it right now. Like, think about even the unknown, like Divine Femme. You guys, this is obviously, you guys have watched this brand come together. You're going to be able to look back at these original videos of Vanessa and I a couple of years from not even that long from now, it is a multiple 7-figure brand. And you're going to be able to see how consistently we showed up and took action without having to know the outcome, just taking divinely guided action through what we're being, through the present moment with what we're being guided to take. And when you think about it, like, we don't even know exactly how this is unfolding. We're just playing within the energy of what the universe is giving us, and we're receiving it, and we're staying really tuned in and tapped into what feels fun, what feels like alignment and expansion, and getting out of our comfort zone consistently. And it would not even be as fun if Vanessa and I already knew exactly where this was going.
Yes.
The fun is that you don't know. The fun is that you get to take these leaps of faith on yourself. The fun is that you get to expand, and you get to jump in, and you get to take these leaps of faith with the universe. I mean, to be honest, if you could go from 0 to a multiple 7-figure business overnight, I wouldn't want to. This is the good shit. This is the good shit. The good shit is you diving in, not knowing, trusting in faith, taking a leap on yourself, trusting in the universe, following the signs, living in synchronicity and flow, taking action, failing, falling on your face, standing back up again, doing it all again, and looking back and seeing what you fucking create over time, over momentum, over your life experience, and having so much fun along the way. If we already knew what it was going to look like, and we could snap our fingers and click our heels together and pop up exactly where we already know we're headed, it would not be the most fulfilling, most exhilarating, most fun, most full on turned up life experience that we are calling in. And so the universe is dripping it out to us in phases, and we are soaking it in and taking action on that. Can you trust the process and have fun with that? Because guess what? That's the beauty of it. This is the good shit right now that you're building, if you're willing to allow that to happen and unfold for you.
If you're willing. Girl, first of all, that was so fucking gold. And like, I love how Midwest you are. Like, we're both so Midwest. Every time you say expansion, you're so freaking true. Expansion. But yes, you're all about the expansion, because you're like, oh, girl, like. Yeah. And Sarah and I can only encourage you, which is what we do. But like, to feel it, like, if you could even feel our behind the scenes conversations, because we are willing to put the fear, say fuck fear, and step into our power to co-create with the universe. Because there are moments sometimes where we'll do a live, or we'll do something we're called to do, and like, it's you kind of black out for a second, and you feel source flow through you, that like, you don't even understand how that present moment is going to ripple out and affect your desires and your dreams, but you have to be willing to show up, because why? Source flows to you, yes, but through you. God wants to experience through us. And if we're scared shitless sitting in the corner, not fulfilling our dreams, like, oh my God, like literally, it's so funny. This is kind of random, but like Dustin and I were watching the other day, the Day After Tomorrow, where they were talking about, you know, that I love that movie, how the consequences of us not kind of caring or paying attention to the earth had gotten so bad. Like, look what happened. And I was like, holy crap, that's like people that have our soul mission. What are the consequences of not showing up, pushing past that fear, boldly, fullest expression, doing what you know you have to do, even if you're scared shitless, but doing it anyway and getting so comfortable with being uncomfortable, because you know you can feel on the other side there is so much expansion and joy to have, right? Like,
expansion,
wow.
expansion.
Oh my God, I love you so much. I love this day. I love this world. I love Divine Femme. I love you guys watching. Thank you so much. You guys are incredible. Like, this is just, we just have a blast. Like, this is life. This is the journey, and it's incredible and powerful, and it's fun, and it's flowing, and it's abundant, and it's all the things. We claimed this. We decided this. We showed up. We're doing it consistently, and that literally that's as easy as it can be. Except, like, I love what Sarah said. It's almost like that first part. The whole time leading up to that decision to decide is the hardest part. Then you decide, which is leading up is the hardest part. You decide, you just freaking go, and you keep going, and you keep going, and you keep going, and you keep going, because you can, because you remember who the F you are, right?
Mm-hmm. So good. So good, you guys. So good. Tune in with us next week. We're here every week, Wednesday and Friday. Leave a question or leave a comment if you resonate with any part of this. We always respond personally, and we will see you next week.
Yes. Love you guys.
Have a good weekend. Namaste.
Bye.